The court of public opinion was never played out here. As anybody looks around, nobody's famous about oil companies today. I think they're all kind of on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's played out. I mean, good neighbor help. When you do this economic impact, when you look at the average senior citizen's home here, $850, plus him with oil bills last year, a double, up to $5 a gallon. Most houses here are buying oil.
That's right.
And when you add that up, it doesn't make sense. But the real business to do this is wow.
I could not agree. That might make loud. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And the tax code, and let me give you some historical background. The years that Jim cites, it was the Florida administration. The intention, originally this was called, if you remember, they call it the tank tax. The tank, remember, going back because it initially hit in West Africa. And the issue of this overhauling, Business Retention Act, becomes a little bit laborsome because there are instances where it's helped. It was never intended for this. These people are exploiting it. And when Jim talks about what cost the bill, he's absolutely correct. But now in this Business Retention Act, what this means is, prior to 1991, 1992, the tax assessor would stand outside the gate and he would look and he'd say, that's a plan, and that's a new plan, and that does this, and it costs us a bill, and that's what the tax should be because that's what it's worth. The Business Retention Act forced him to go inside and say, okay, you got a building which is a steel frame building with aluminum sides, and you got this mechanism in there. And the ExxonMobil says, well, wait a second, I can unbolt the mechanism and take the mechanism out. Therefore, it's personal property, not real property for personal taxes. Now, when Jim testified against it and what the effects were going to be, he's correct. Because in this case, with a big company, this is what happens. Now, you may go down to the pill factory, I'm looking at the name of the at the moment on Jefferson Street, and if they properly apply there, I don't think it applies here, but the court says it does. And that's where we stand. The court says it does. Gibstown has the same issue with the oil refinery, which is Mobil, now Valero. West Everett has a legacy tax appeal with what is now Sunoco, West Coast was Texaco. And we're presently engaged with Citgo, which sold the New Star, which is the asphalt refinery. Let me give you an idea how crazy this is. Jim, you'll remember some of this. Citgo bought the plant for $63 million, $90 million. You'll get a kick out of this. They buy it for $92 million or change. They're presently assessed collectively between Paulsboro and West Everett at about $63 million, give or take a few in that range. They're claiming that the price that isn't worth $63 million, that they paid an inflated price for it then, and it's only worth less than $63,000 for purposes of taxes. They sell it to New Star. They're arguing with us over taxes. We're in this thing now, how many years, John? 5 years? Citgo? Maybe 10 years, John says. Maybe 10 years. Happened, Jim, just probably after you left the council, it was just starting. Now they sell it to New Star. They say it's not worth $62,000 for taxes, $63 million for taxes. They sell it to New Star for an excess of $400 million. $400 million. And we're locked in this battle with that.
Yeah, but what to that, they added 200 refineries.
Well, I was going to say.
They make the whole thing a bigger project that you can't take one barrel and say this is what it is.
I was going to finish with that. Now they try to run behind the interference that this involves two other facilities. And now we have to sort out where the applied value is. So, again, I think that if what we're proposing in Trenton comes off, we'll come back with regard to doing a little bit better in their fair share of contributing to this tax base. As far as just overhauling the Business Retention Act, it's a little bit of a harder lift because there's a lot of smaller people in the middle. But that's the challenge. And you're correct.
But that new plant was assessed after the Business Retention Act. Those tanks out there were never assessed because they put heating elements in it. Part of the heating elements then became their mixing vessels. Under that law then says all we got was the foundation.
Jim, I think you have a sense. We have a high level. I mean, as you see what we're spending, we have surrounded ourselves with the best experts we can possibly get to defend this municipality and its position. And the decision and the settlement that was reached begrudgingly by us was what we get based on what the court was directing with regards to how this was to be reviewed. Believe me, if there was another way, we would find it, and that's why we're going to go this alternative tax route while we're trying to respond legislatively. We have to change some things so we can do better, and we're working to change them. But that's not a musical issue.
political jargon.
Who's next? Yeah, come on up, please. Just need to break the whip for the record.
Joseph Sharper, 800 Spruce Street, Paulsboro. Basically, what you're talking is a whole bunch of political jargon. Because if you're looking at a refinery, and you're talking about assessing the land, they've contaminated it. The land is now no good because it has to be cleaned up.
Joe, bear with me a second, because I like to work along with you to talk to me. First of all, there is no indication at any point that the ground the ExxonMobil food plant on is in any way contaminated.
What about BP? That they just had to clean up?
BP is where the port's going to go, and that's all being handled both in the cleanup and payment of taxes. It's not an issue here. We're doing okay there. The ExxonMobil is where the problem is, and there is no indication that there's any pollution at all on that site.
I'm sure it is.
Well, there's no indication.
To the main topic here is we're living in the midst of an oil refinery.
That's correct.
And from casinos to any other kind of big industry, if it's done correctly, without trying to kill the little people and make the bigger people richer, they should be paying up. They should be paying up. We have outbreaks of pollution, things that come out of the plant every year. And we'll clean it up and we'll do this and we'll fix the house. They should be paying up. And I don't understand how the government or any municipality allows a refinery to be in their midst and not pay the subsidies of people's taxes that live in the area.
Let me give you the most concise answer I can give you. In fact, it was Jim's father who said this. He said this probably 20 years ago, and it's right then and it's right today. We sit in an odd spot because we're in Paulsboro. The two refineries, in large part, meaning now Valero used to be Mobile, is not in Paulsboro. They don't pay taxes in Paulsboro. We see it.
What town is that?
They're in Green, which is we know is Gibbstown.
Okay.
That's in Gibbstown. That's where they are. Although it's called Paulsboro Refinery, which I'm okay with that. I like that, but they don't pay taxes here. And on the West Effort side, which is Simcoe, now New Star, a considerable portion of that is in West Effort. So we get some of that, and that's part of the argument that we're still working through. We get some of that. And of course, the Sunoco refinery is all in West Effort. So here we are squeezed in the middle, and we don't get the benefit of those taxes, get the benefit of the jobs for our people who work here, but not the taxes. So we can't reach there. We can't reach there. Oh, no, we do, but it's not our taxing area. And by the way, the tax appeal that's going on over there is probably, I don't want to speak for Gibbstown in detail, but it probably could reach, right at the moment, if they were to prevail, it could be $40 million.
Well, what about the airspace? When Paulsboro allowed for Philadelphia International to fly their planes over our airspace?
We don't have any control over that. That's all I say, any federal stuff, that's not us.
Okay, because we were notified.
Well, because you're supposed to be notified to participate on what they're going to do with the runway.
But we had no say, right?
Oh, no, they had public meetings, yeah, you had say. Okay, yeah. They haven't included that, but if we could tax airplanes going over, we would try.
That was my question. They should pay enough.
We would try. Well, and by the way, we hope to pursue to get back our fair share, honestly.
Right.
This is catastrophic for our residents. This is hard on people. We're not here I'm not here trying to justify that everybody should be happy. I'm just trying to give you